Meow.
Is that Piggly Wiggly, birthday boy, wiggling his Piggly into the call?
No, it's just
No?
Apollo. Just
It's
hanging
Apollo?
out.
Oh, cool. How's 2021 plans looking?
Meow. Gonna kill a bird maybe if I can get outside and catch one.
Ah.
You'd be in trouble.
Oh, I'm the boss anyway. I'll let you imagine you're the one in charge. You know, so you feed me as my human servant, but that's okay.
Ah, I get it. He's a cat. I got
Yes. Took you a while.
it. The last horse crosses the finish line.
Did you think I was a Welsh ex Command and Conquer pro gamer?
Yes.
Okay.
A particularly cheesy one.
No.
I think he gets upset when you call him Welsh.
Really?
I'm not Welsh.
I'm not Welsh, mate.
Meow.
I just have
I'm
red
not
hair,
Welsh.
and a bit of a preponderancy for
Yeah.
hanging around with sheep too much.
And I can speak Welsh.
How are you guys doing?
All right. I got a bit of a sore throat today.
Oh, that sucks.
But we got some. I got some nice. I got some nice TVP late game wins, which I usually don't get, so I'm happy with those. Got 2 of those today. I've had a couple mech TVT losses where I scouted more than one factory and left. This looks a little rough. It's a lot of skin.
Yeah, I was so late to my charge lots.
How's the B-Day going, Pig?
Good. Yeah, getting older, playing some games, having some fun. I could just imagine those probes. Ring around the Nexus, pocket full of Marines. A bang, a boom. I don't know. I can't remember how that original rhyme went. How did that go?
Ring around the rosy, pocket full of posy. Ashes, ashes, we all fall down.
Gauss rifles, we all fall down, I guess. Yeah.
Overstem, we all get picked off by a single stalker. Doesn't quite roll off the tongue as well, but
Shit.
have you got 10,000 subscribers yet? Is my question, because I'm really just like I told everyone at the beginning of the stream that I was really upset that no one's like gotten the, we need to get a comma into the subscriber count of ZG here. We need to make it 4 digits at least and then start working our way up to 5. I think 4 is a good place to start. But I'm just not seeing it. And it's really disappointing. I'm actually disappointed in everyone that's in ZG's chat right now because you could do better, but you're not.
Did Ninja or like whatever other biggest streamer, did anyone ever hit over 100,000 subs? Has that happened?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just pulling numbers out of my butt.
I wonder. I mean, I know there's been people with like 70,000 subs or 30,000 or 40,000 here or there.
Yeah, Shroud definitely had 50K at one point.
Damn.
Which is just an obscene amount of money. But
it's
yeah,
cool
Ninja,
as well because he's so chill. He's like the most relaxed.
Yeah,
just
and he's really, really
low key. Just I'm a very skilled, competitive gamer, and we're just gonna chill and hang out. And you're like, oh shit, I love it.
Yeah. Whenever I watch Shroud play like Apex or Valorant or something like that, I'm just like, God, this guy's a fucking absolute beast. I have all right FPS mechanics, but when you watch like the really good FPS mechanic players, you're just like, fuck, man.
Yeah, no, I watch some highlight clips here and there whenever I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play some CS or I'm gonna play some Valorant, and all right, yeah, let's like watch some highlights of some top pros or pick up some habits, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, the mouse accuracy is insane,
Yeah, turns out the secret is don't miss.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of amazingly good habits and things as well. Like you watch the way they track, their knowledge of where the opponents are probably going to be, exactly where to line up headshots ahead of time and stuff. Like they know, okay, if he's going to be there, I know exactly where that is going to be. It's like they're already lining up on it before they come around the corner and stuff. And
yeah,
I'm just like, oh yes, I would need to like practice things to get to that level, like hard over a long period of time. I'm like,
I think that was. I actually distinctly remember the moment when I was like a younger, like teenage FPS player, and I was getting into the esport of Quake, and learning that, you know, with the esport, it's kind of like there's that like the other competitors are kind of like RPG characters a little bit, where there'll be a guy that's a thinker, like basically a wizard, where they're not mechanically that great, they're not super accurate, but they will like know the map really well and basically have like a high intelligence. They'll know the map really well, all the timings of all the spawns for the mega health and the mega armor. They'll have it in their brain, and they'll always be there, and they'll never miss it. And because they're just better geared than you are, and like just stronger than you are because they have more shit, they'll even though you might be more accurate or you might be better mechanically or faster or you know, that sort of thing, they will just be more powerful than you are and have more opportunities to make mistakes because they've done that. And then there's the really mechanical player who can be in a deficit, but because they never ever miss a rail, they'll as soon as you peek your head around the corner, you'll be plucked off, and your extra health doesn't matter because they're that much better than you mechanically. And I'm like, oh man, this is like a Dungeons and Dragons party, man. Got all these different classes of players. They got an S rank in this ability and maybe a C in this one and then an A in the other. And I'm like, wow, man, this is cool. Esports is great. Anyway, that's my story.
We've got a Face It level 9 / Global Elite, which is for StarCraft people, GM equivalency, CS player who says is Masters 3 in StarCraft. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it all depends where you put all that work and skill to. I think you can learn how to improve at any competition or game, and that will carry over, the knowing how to get better, but actually putting in enough effort to grind through the levels of knowledge and practice to, like, people who are like, oh, I'm, you know, whatever it's called, like top rank in Hearthstone or Magic, and I'm GM in StarCraft. Yeah, there's like those esports achievement hunter people where they want to get global elite CS. They want to be like above whatever the MMR is in Dota. That means you're good. I don't know. Yeah, it's 4K or whatever the numbers are.
I think 4K is pretty good.
But yeah, like, are they going to go through like ticking all? I'm like, that's an insane amount of time those people put in. But for me, for them, it's like, it's clearly there's this, you know, they like having that set goal. They get a big kick out of it. For me, it's like, I can only commit that much to something if I enjoy playing it enough, and in that case it becomes less like about the end result. It's not like really about the level I get to in the end. That's more a byproduct of me enjoying the game. Like, obviously, like, it does feel bloody good when you level up, but like, it's more about I actually just enjoy getting better at this game, because otherwise I don't have the patience to put in enough time for it. So I enjoy playing a lot of competitive games, but I play them on a very casual, not really putting any focused effort into improving level. So I basically just bum around the same rank. Like, I level up very quickly when I start playing, get somewhere in the middle leagues, and then I just chill there. And I'm like, yeah, this is a good place for me to play.
Yeah. Do the same with like Rocket League, which is like the other competitive game that I play every now and then. I dabble in. I'm like, never. You don't really need game knowledge, which is nice, because it's not like, you know, you need to understand maps and items and that sort of thing. You just need to basically be mechanically good at controlling the car. And you know, even though if you solo queue, you're going to be in a team of other two people, you can just you can carry. I like games where you can carry if you're really good. Some team games, it's like the whole team needs to be in sync to do well, and I kind of like that about Rocket League. You can really you can do a lot on your own. I'm a bit of a lone wolf gamer.
Yeah, no, I'm really bad in like Valorant, because like those games, I'm like, man, I'm just not really feeling it or whatever. And I realize it's just because I'm literally going around with the team. I'm like, I do so much better when I fuck off on my own. I'm like, my way of helping the team is I'm like, all right, you guys push that side. I'll make a shitload of noise on the other side, and then I'll try and catch their rotate. I'm like, I just want to fucking surprise people and come from weird angles and stuff. Oh, that's delish.
Oh, there's bad weather there. Oh
Tasty
my
treats.
Goodness. Damn, this guy did not batten down the hatches. I think that ship's going to sink.
Indeed. GG.
Someone says, oh, very nice. Ooh, hey, that was good. Your third was in trouble. You kept almost every probe alive and all of your stalkers, right? That was sick.
Nah, I lost all my stalker. I had to reset the count.
Oh, you did? And you came back from losing all your stalkers? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was a sick comeback. Oh, show.
Well done.
Scary.
What's up?
All right, Pig. I reckon you're up, man.
Oh, sure.
Because I've played one, ZG's played one. It was about to rotate over to me. We thought it was just going to be the two of us today.
I'll slide on in. You guys think of weird or interesting or different anything you'd like to see? I don't know what matchup we'll get, but yeah. I've been trying to play a bit more proxy hatch and weird shit and just doing some silly builds. I was floating barracks into Jason's main and rallying Marines in and doing silly things.
That sounds fun.
Wait, in Quake, do headshots matter?
No.
Okay. I was like, this just occurred to me. I'm like, I wonder if that changes something. And I was like, man, I played like a lot of Quake just screwing around, but I played a lot of it when I was younger. So I'm like, it'd be funny if I never knew that headshots actually counted for something. And I was just so oblivious. So
in Quake, you rail the body.
Yeah.
Same deal with like Diabolical tried to be like faithful to Quake in the sense that you're basically a head with legs. So you just have to click on the body. Do you like MMOs at all? And no, not WoW. No, actually, McCuckin. I've definitely spent a lot of time playing MMOs in the past, but I got burnt out on the genre, and there hasn't been an MMO in long enough of a time for me to care about MMOs anymore. So when they come out, I have no interest in trying them.
What about Cyberpunk? Are you gonna play that?
I've got it, but I haven't put any time at all into it. Like I've bought it, but I haven't put any time into it because I haven't had the time to put any time into it.
Oh, my screen just flashed black for a second.
Yeah,
that was weird. I don't know what just happened.
The game just kind of glitched there for a second. I'm definitely not streaming it though.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't even really know what sort of game it is. Like, because is it kind of like what game would it be most? Because is it just like Witcher? Is it the same sort of thing?
Maybe more like Witcher, Skyrim, that kind of thing.
Okay, so it's just like an open world RPG with like. But is there a multiplayer aspect to it?
Is that SCV at the second gas meant to be idle?
I don't think there is. Like they're very player oriented. Yeah,
it's a single player thing. It's a they're very much pushing like the world feels very alive and it's very immersive kind of thing. Like the world's meant, they're very much pushing that angle.
Yeah.
So that's cool. But all I've seen on social media when I do bother to open it is just people going, "Look at how buggy this game is." And I'm like, yeah, I get it.
I've actually watched a couple of streams just to see what it looks like and what it feels like, and I honestly don't know, it doesn't really look as cool as everyone's like made it sound like it was going to be like this eye-opening, just like, wow, I can't believe this is it, right? This is amazing, immersive, breaks everyone's computers in a good way, fantastic. I didn't really get that from just watching people play. But I feel like it's the exact same thing that people said about The Witcher. You know, when it came out, that is, right? When it came out, it was amazingly immersive. It was this open world. Everything was fantastic. And I played it, and I was like, it's like a medieval fantasy.
It's... yeah. I mean, the cool thing about Cyberpunk is that you can be whatever you want to be. It's different than The Witcher, because in The Witcher you had to be Geralt. So, you know, a lot of people really like the fact that you can be what you want to be. Apparently,
did you see the dick coming out of the pants?
I did not.
Oh, there was like a bug because apparently, I was wondering, do you customize the genitalia as well when you build your character?
Apparently.
Because that's amazing. That to me is the most funny thing I've ever seen.
There's always been boob sliders, and it's about time that the man got represented with a bulge slider. It's about time. We've been screaming for it. You know, us male RPG players were like, come on, let me increase that bulge. We're just letting sex organs be enhanced for one of the sexes here. I mean, come on, there's more than one. But in all memes aside, I like immersive worldy games. I don't need the mechanics to be amazing for a game like that, but I definitely don't like streaming non-mechanical games because they feel a little bit like the whole experience is very much tailored for you. I think you tailor it for yourself, and while it could be cool for some people to watch it, I personally don't find watching that stuff interesting, and if I don't like watching it, I don't want to stream it.
Yeah. For me, it's just also, if I want to be immersed, I want to be immersed. You know? I don't want to play an immersive game with people watching me. I'm like, fuck off. I'm going to go do my own thing.
Yeah, I want the light off. I want the you know, to just be on my own and just experience it. Basically, is how I want to play that Cyberpunk when I get around to it. I mean, I got it the day it came out. I bought it. I don't like pre-ordering things, but I bought it when it came out. It's on my hard drive, but I'm not going to touch it until I can.
I think my brother's gonna get me a Steam gift card for Christmas, so I'll probably wait till then to
cool.
buy it.
Yeah, there you go.
But I'm currently playing one of the best sci-fi RPGs ever made, which I think is better than Cyberpunk.
Deus Ex?
I'm currently playing Knights of the Old Republic again.
Oh, Knights of the Old Republic. Okay.
It's pretty sweet. All right, I got my triangle face going.
Yeah, triangle face. Your tank controls.
My tank controls.
Wasn't Knights of the Old Republic that one where you had to was it click to move? Is that how you move around?
You can also use the
WASD. For some reason, I thought it was tank controls like Resident Evil, the old ones where you had to turn and then push W for forward.
Now use it.
Well, W is forward, yeah.
Now what?
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like A will generally make you walk in that direction, whereas it'll make in tank controls for me you rotate in that direction and then you move with the W.
I don't think so. No, it's not that bad. Okay. It's not that old.
I tried playing Knights of the Old Republic a few years ago, and I remember being like, oh no, I remember this being better, and then not going further than an hour. I think I got it because it was on sale or something. It was on sale on Steam. I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah, I remember that game. I loved it.
My problem was that initially it was kind of broken. You get into a fight and it would break my controls, so I couldn't move afterwards. But I got that figured out. And yeah, you can also just mouse click to move, which is what you have to do if you want to open a door. You have to mouse click it, and your character does this weird pause and then kind of run in the same place, and then it goes over to the door.
Yeah. I'm not quite lined up perfectly for this door animation, and here I am. Okay, we're opening the door.
Exactly. But
I played and finished the Knights of the Old Republic, but I don't think I played it. I played it, but I didn't finish the second one.
Yeah, well, the second one's literally unfinished. So you the way to do it nowadays. Yeah, you're supposed to download a mod. They basically went in and opened up all of the things that were unfinished from the developers that they couldn't put in before release. So it's a bigger game than what you would remember.
Oh.
So I've heard it. It's been a while since I've played it as well.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's different than with Mass Effect. It was Mass Effect 3 was people were just the ending shit, and then they patched a new ending.
Kind of. I mean, they gave you a couple of different options that weren't really that different. You're like, well.
Yeah. They Fallout 4'd it.
Yeah. I didn't really mind that though. I still find the Mass Effect journey incredible. I didn't get so betrayed by the ending.
I never finished 3, and I actually still don't know the ending of Mass Effect.
Ready for dust off.
Do you want me to spoil it for you?
I mean, you're not just spoiling it for me, you're spoiling it for potentially hundreds of people.
Okay, well, it's a 10-year-old game at this point, so it's on them.
All right, here comes EG with the spoilers, guys. Watch out.
Well, there's 4 different or 5 different endings, I think, at the when everything was patched in. So the worst one, if you don't do anything correctly, is that it's a recording of Liara, and she's talking to the future races, the budding races of their time in 1,000 years from there, and she's telling them what happened and what this is going to happen, and hoping that they can communicate and listen and blah blah blah. So it's very basically everyone dies is that ending, and it's the only thing that's left over is the audio recording. There's a one where you can agree to basically all become synthetic. So everyone becomes a mix of human and robot. So
like death kind of thing, or
kind of like death, yeah. But the humans still look human, but they have robotic implants that kind of shine in their eyes type thing.
Okay.
I think that's the one I chose. I was like, this doesn't sound that bad actually.
Yeah, shit. I tell you what, there's a few parts of my body that I would happily replace with cybernetic parts.
There was a downside to that one, but I forget what it was. There's another one. A lot of these also the ending is that you think Shepard dies, but then the very, very final scene is Shepard's body propped up in the battlefield, and then suddenly he or she breathes, saying that they're still alive. But that's the good ending is that Shepard lives, but then so there's the bad ending, everyone dies. Good ending, Shepard lives. Everything in the middle is the choices that affect the galaxy. So yeah, forcing literally everyone to become synthetic is the downside, is that you make the choice for everyone in the universe. Which is a bit, there's moral complication there. But I was like, I'm good with this. It's fine for me.
Someone's got to make the big daddy decision.
And then I think another ending is that you kill all AI. So, like, Edie dies and
Ready for pickup?
Joker gets very mad at you. The Geth all get mad, I think, as well. And that's as far as I can recall. People really wanted a very specific tailored experience, though.
Wasn't the Reaper, like, I remember the part that I liked about Mass Effect 2 is that it kind of upped the intrigue of the world. Like, Mass Effect 2 kind of like upped the scale, I guess, and it introduced the elusive man, which I thought was a really cool character. I'm like, oh, this guy feels like, you know, is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? What's happening here? Oh, I'm back from the dead, and there's some kind of like contract. He's like the devil kind of thing. I'm like, ooh, what's all this?
If you haven't heard the ending, do you know about the prevailing fan theory? Is that everyone is
You just said fan theory, which is something that I've never had my finger on the pulse of.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say it because it actually seems pretty realistic. But what is it when the Reapers take control of you? Taking control. What is it called when they do that?
Assuming direct control.
Thank you, guys. The indoctrination theory is that, you know, Mass Effect 2, you're found out in space floating and they reconstruct you. The indoctrination theory is that the elusive man is indoctrinated by the Reapers and thus indoctrinated you. And you unknowingly were choosing all of the correct decisions that the Reapers wanted you to choose anyways. And that's how the game ends, is that you did what they wanted. You made everyone synthetic, or you killed everyone, or whatever.
Oh,
which is pretty cool.
That is cool. I hope that that's the ending, because that would be a non-predictable ending. That's good.
Yeah.
Pig, that was a very solid game. Excellent. GG's.
Amazing.
And now it is my turn. So
that was me channeling Beyond's TVT at the moment can be summarized as me make medevacs, me attack with medevacs. After that, I attack with more medevacs, then I will make more medevacs and attack you with them, and then I will make a lot of marines and medevacs and drop you. You're like, well, you can't just do that in TVT. Match up where defender's advantage is so strong. And Beyond's just like, hold my beer. You're like, Jesus Christ, how does he keep winning?
Yeah.
Oh man, I wish I had the brain to be able to handle multiple medevacs. I feel like they kill a lot of people.
I never knew shift click relied on brain power, man.
It does. I need to have room in my brain for those shift clicks. I'm too busy F2 clicking things around. I don't know if you know this, Pig, but if I F2, those medevacs come home.
I won a lot of games with Oracle Charge Lot today against Terran. Do you know how good that is? It's so dumb. It's stupid. It's actually good against Zerg as well. It's like just an unfair style, I think.
Oh, just like the laser beams meeting up with the charge lots together, or the laser beams going harass?
Yeah, like against Zerg, you probably want to go like triple Stargate Oracle into the charge. But still, just, Hydras get destroyed. Marines get destroyed. They burrow their mines, and you just click your oracles over the Marines, and you watch the Marines say goodbye because they're in Widow mines. It's like, and it's just, I just play it with like 3 gases. I never get more gas. I get really slow upgrades, and I just have like zealots backstabbing them constantly. It's like no robo at all, just pylons on the edges of the map. It's probably not a great style if they just like knuckle down and defend really well, but it feels unfair.
Oops. I just typed into our Discord.
So, I'm going to tell you the same thing I told Maynard to tilt him today.
Oh, yeah?
The Game Awards show made it so that the
I'm already tilted.
Made it so that the strategy genre included simulations. It included simulators. Of the strategy genre for 2020, Flight Simulator won Best Strategy Game of the Year. Does that make you feel good?
Jesus fucking Christ. Because there's a funny clip of someone crashing their plane who has 1 million followers. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, that makes it the best game ever because they played it twice and it was funny. Jesus.
The best strategy game, Dave.
Strategy?
So I was saying, I didn't realize when you play Euro Truck Simulator and you deliver things from like Budapest to wherever, it's a strategy. You're playing a strategy game. I didn't realize that.
You have to decide when to take a pit stop, Maynard.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah.
I made a decision, therefore this is a strategy game.
Thank you so much, Old Man, for that 100-bit cheer. FTE earlier, and Slaughterer with the 2-month resub. Thank you so much, mate.
So, Pig, do you actually play Valorant?
Yeah, I've been playing a bit.
Did?
Yeah, fuck around. Okay. I fuck around with it.
I'm keen to get into Diabolical a little bit.
Yeah,
looks like a really fun. Looks like very fun gameplay.
Yeah.
I think I joined like the closed beta, and I was like, "Oh, I'll play it." And then they were like, "Oh, everyone can play it now," and I was like, "Oh."
Oh, I'm not special anymore.
Special. Yeah.
CG needs to be special.
I really do. There's like this a new trait that scientists are trying to define. I guess psychologists trying to define. I'm not sure, but where it's like kind of like narcissistic personality disorders. Anyways, but it's not a disorder. It's a trait. I wish I can try and look it up because I can't explain it very well.
So it's like the thing that all successful entertainers and Twitch streamers have, where they're selfish cunts. Yep.
Uncle Toby, I was just trying to be more specific because there's like that cliche in movies. They're like, well, the scientists say, and they're like, well, all scientists, including like the guy who researches blood cells, says that the aliens are about to kill us. Okay. I was trying to be specific. Anyways, I think it was in R science.
See, you're on R science. No fucking wonder.
Well, they actually, there's the articles are real. It's like you're a fucking teacher right now, Maynard. You're like, oh, of course you got the resource from Wikipedia. You can't use Wikipedia, and I'm like, well, the Wikipedia has the sources. Just go to the sources.
Zombie Grub, if you didn't go to a degree and get yourself a piece of paper that says you understand science, you are legally not allowed to contain that knowledge inside of your head.
That's right.
I don't have the paper. All right, so identifying a new personality construct that describes an ongoing feeling that the self is a victim. The tendency for interpersonal victimhood, TIV. It involves 4 dimensions: moral elitism, a lack of empathy, the need for recognition, and rumination.
Sounds like pretty much everyone I know.
Mm-hmm. Rumination as well. Interesting. Yeah. They like sit there thinking, I'm such a victim. I just need people to recognize how much of a victim I am while being would you say moral superiority as well? Mm-hmm. Interesting.
I mean, it's pretty it's budding science. It's not really solidified, but
Zombie Grab, it sounds super important science.
Science is interesting, all right?
It is.
I tried explaining the Google DeepMind protein folding thing to my personal trainer yesterday, and I was like, I'm doing a terrible job. So I just go with the old okay, someone compared it to when the internet connected. Okay, it's a big deal, trust me.
Yeah, it just is. All right, fuck.
Shut up.
This is trying to
interrogation.
This is the thing where you give some of your computer power to help simulate folding proteins, right? To find rare disease solutions and stuff.
Yeah, the people were giving the computer power to it, but then there's also mini games that you could play on your phone and stuff that they were taking information from. That some people, the nerds, were playing with. But yeah, seemingly DeepMind is cracked the code, and people were trying to give all types of analogies, but of course the comment thread was basically someone did a lock and key analogy, and someone else was well, that's not quite correct. It's more like a lock, a key, and a lock pick. Someone else was like, well, that's not quite correct either. It's more this. Well, fuck me. There's no analogy that works. All right, then.
Cool.
Yeah. But, someone seemingly with a big brain came in and was like, you guys don't understand how big this will be. It's absolutely huge. And then 5 paragraphs of things I didn't understand. But I was like, this guy sounds trustworthy.
Yeah, like, I don't like to talk about politics too much, but I do like to read up on it. So I do read YouTube comments pretty regularly, just to check in on exactly what the analysis is.
It's like, I thought Trump was insane, but then I read YouTube comments, and now I'm thinking about the deep state. I think maybe Alex Jones is onto something.
Bill Gates is literally Lucifer, the devil's son. He's trying to vaccinate us all to give us diseases.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
There was like a comic by like a right-wing cartoonist where it was the woman who just got vaccinated in the UK, like 90-year-old woman, where she's flying around on like a wheelchair and Bill Gates is like controlling her with a controller. And it's like what Bill Gates is going to do to you or something. And it was like, this can't not be a meme. Right? Like, be someone's commentary.
But I think whenever there's like a crazy like conspiracy theory type thing that gets really popular, there is like a complete mix, and it's very unclear where the border is between people who are just trolling and people who actually believe it, because like the internet just turns it into this like special space where you're like, I can't tell which people like believe this and which ones are making fun of the people who believe it. It's such a narrow divide. It's weird, man.
Yes, indeed.
The depot in the top of your wall is making your tanks go the long way around.
Oh.
It's Pig's favorite thing to complain about, the second depot not being lowered. It's my pet peeve. But this time I actually had a good reason for it, for once. So, ZG, what are you doing for Christmas? Do you what's like? Is there a standard extended family thing? Is it just the immediate family? Do you just eat the turkey, eat a lot of food? Any special traditions?
Yeah, I guess so. Well, usually extended family Christmas, but obviously we're not going this year. So apparently it is still happening, but like, yeah, my family's not going. So it'll just be me and my mom and my dad. And we usually do Christmas Day. It used to be that we would go to the family Christmas, so there's no point in like making Christmas dinner. So when the family Christmas got moved, my mom didn't want to make, Christmas dinner and then go to Christmas dinner with the regular family and then have all these leftovers and whatnot. So I guess like 10 or 15 years ago, we just started ordering Chinese food on Christmas, just like in the movie. So that's our ritual. That's our special thing about Christmas. Is
cool.
We order Chinese.
I think that's a godlike thing. Why not? Yeah. It's all just about being together and eating. Who gives a fuck what you're eating?
Hell's
It's like, if you're not having a Christmas ham or a turkey, then it's not really Christmas. I'm like, fuck off, man. Fuck out of here.
I mean, also my dad is vegan, so he can't really eat like there wouldn't be a lot of food. Reason to make a lot of food rather. But yeah, and then I bring my cats over as well because I just like all of the family being together. So I bring them over for a week until New Year's.
Do the cats get special food?
They don't. They do not. No. Sometimes we have like the treats come in like Thanksgiving flavors or like holiday flavors, but we don't like specific. No. Just very chill. I think this year my mom and I are going to make our puzzle, and then we're also going to do they call it like an escape room in a box.
Oh, cool.
Where you have to like get like a box of stuff and you have to like figure things out.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah. So that.
Yeah. I just need to make sure I don't get sucked into like another 300,000 piece puzzle. One of these ridiculous ones where you're there for like, there's like a level of puzzle that just has too many pieces where it's a special level of insanity you engage in because it's so unsatisfying to not finish it.
Mm-hmm. I think we did a 1,000-piece puzzle, which was like, pretty tough, but it was okay. And then I think we bumped up to 2,500. We were like, shit, we made a mistake.
Yeah,
it's so large.
That's a big jump. You're like, I need a bit of orange. There's a little bit of orange. Think it might be a dude's leg. It could be a flower. I don't know. I got a bit of orange. You're like, oh, Jesus Christ.
The worst ones are the ones that are a decent amount of pieces, so like 2,000, but they're also like all one color.
Oh, my God.
And that's the intention, to be really difficult. And I'm like, why would this ever be fun?
We're doing a puzzle of like some famous abstract artist painting called Blue, and the whole thing is just the same shade of blue or something. You're like, okay, nope.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. At least this what we're doing right now is like Disney themed. So like you
Thanks,
can be
Chicken
like, oh, I have
Man.
Mufasa. Oh, I have some Gaston.
Welcome, guys.
Oh, a little bit of like Tinkerbell. That's kind of fun.
That's cool.
Yeah. What about you, Pig?
Yeah, just usually just go to the parents for like we might go to Dot's auntie and uncles for Christmas Eve. Go have a dinner out back. Eat a lot of prawns. That's always the thing. A lot of big old king tiger prawns. Just you know, the ones that are like just in the shell, cooked fresh, but they're like cold. You know, just big plates of that with some nice sauce to dip in it and other random foods. That's usually the main bit though, and have a beer and we just hang out. And since there's I don't know if any of her, I don't think there'd be any of the extended family, so I don't know if that'll actually be happening this year because obviously travel and stuff, and normally it's people coming back from like the UK and elsewhere. But if that doesn't happen, we'll just be going to my parents' house for Christmas Day, and we basically just eat a bunch of food. Christmas breakfast is always good, actually. We do like some nice scrambled eggs, croissants. We have like some asparagus or broccolini. It's just blanched, and like maybe some hollandaise sauce. And my parents always just have an obscene amount of like cheese and different random things. So I'm sure I'll bring over some fancy beers, and my dad will have some fancy beers, and we'll just be sitting around and eating. And then at some point, because I will be like, okay, I'm actually going to have a heart attack. Like I'll go for like a bushwalk with my brothers and yeah, go chill out.
I used to make Christmas cookies. My mom would make Christmas cookies every year and taught me how to. And I'm talking like 20 different types of cookies with like 40 or 30 to 40 cookies made in each batch. So a fuck ton of cookies. So we take them to extended family Christmas as well as like to her workplace and like to my school and stuff. But she eventually got tired of it, which is understandable. So I took over, but I haven't done it in a little while because there's always too many fucking cookies. Like no one wants that many cookies. And, I'm not gonna do any because like I'm the only one who would eat them. They're mostly not vegan, and my mom's on like a keto diet.
So. Oh shit. Yeah, that's a ruiner. I always find there's just too many random snacks. Like we always have all these like old German ones because it just reminds us of like the grandparents on my dad's side back because they like my grandma, she used to make like the German cookies and stuff and different things, and we'd have like Stollen and random like little iced gingerbreads and things. But then you just end up with like a billion different sweets. You just got like so many different fruit cakes and bloody random sweet things. And it's like, there's only so much sugar even I can eat. And I can eat a shitload of sugar. I can like smash so much junk food. But at a certain point, even my body will like seize up, and like I'll wake up like the day after and I'll be like, I don't know if I want to eat until dinner time. Like my body's just saying no, like stop putting food in me.
Yeah. I don't usually get that stuffed, but I guess if we do actually go to extended family any other year, there's like a lot of stuff I would usually not have, like cream cheesecake. Cheesecake. There we go.
Is that so not like a New York cheesecake, but like, or is it similar to that?
It's like a bit different apparently.
Oh.
I don't know. I mean, it tastes good though. That's all I know.
Oh, I love a New York cheesecake, and that has a shitload of cream cheese in it. So that makes me very happy. It's one of my favorites. I found one on discount at the supermarket that was like going to go off in a day, like a few weeks back, and I had to eat a whole cheesecake in one day. It was amazing.
It's a little sus. I just like, you never make Christmas cookies outside of Christmas is why like I keep on wanting to do them, even though like I'm perfectly capable of making them outside of Christmas. I just never do.
What is a standard what is like the special thing that makes it a Christmas cookie? Is it just like the icing you put on it or something, or is it a certain ingredient?
Like, most people think of cookies, they think of like sugar cookies and chocolate chip cookies, and that's kind of covering a lot of people's preference for cookies because like Chips Ahoy and Oreo.
Yeah.
But maybe you go like a little bit more and you get like macadamia nut or peanut butter, maybe, right? Anyways, like for holiday cookies, they're just like more elaborate. All right, so you have your sugar cookies that are in the shape of all the Christmas stuff, of course. Then you also have peanut blossoms, which is peanut butter cookies with a Hershey's Kiss on top, which are fucking delicious. Then you have Reese's chocolate cookies, which is like Hershey's chocolate in the batter, and then you put Reese's what's the word I'm looking for? Like shit, I can't remember the word for it. You know what the chocolate chips? It's like Reese's chips in the chocolate cookie. That's fucking delicious. Then you make candy canes. They're like sugar cookies, except they have almond extract in them. And you make like half batch red and half batch white, and then you mix them all together. So they make candy canes. And then we have a wreath that we'd make where you dyed, what is it? Not coconut. It is coconut flavored though, but you dye, Rice Krispies green.
Oh,
and then you form them with like, into the little Christmas wreaths, right? And then you have checkerboards, which also have something in them that I forget right now what makes them taste different. But you literally make it in black and white and you put them into checkerboards. Yeah, a lot of shit. And we also have like my mom kind of stole the nut roll recipe from like my dad's grandmother, which that shit is gonna give you diabetes if you have one roll. Because they're like honkers, they're like logs. But it's like nuts are healthy, but it's really just an excuse to have rolled up brown sugar.
Yeah, it's like I love that whenever there's like a healthy sweet, you know, it's like, oh, it's my oatmeal cookies, and I'm like, it's still packed with sugar and stuff like but it has oatmeal in it and raisins, that's a fruit, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm like, sure.
The good ones. I've actually I always bring out the recipe thing. And I'm always like, all right, there's that one to make, and that one to make, and that one to make.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's like a huge variety of different cookies. You could spend a whole day, I imagine, just making a whole big batch of different ones.
It's usually a 2-day process. You store the dough in the refrigerator, and then you bake it the next day.
Oh, cool. I've never done that. I haven't made too many cookies. Made a lot of cupcakes as a small boy. Little muffins.
Poor Maynard. You look so...
Jaggernath and Mech, like the favorite, right? Christmas came early.
You can take the map out of it, actually. I don't care if that map is fucking big game hunters.
For a second, I thought you said big gay hunters, and then like my
also
mind
that
went to a very interesting reality TV series.
If that map exists, if they're playing Mech TV, if they're playing Mech Terran on it, they can go fuck themselves. Oh boy!
I want you to take your junk and cram it into yourself. Yeah, that was a rough one.
We're doing another round.
If you would like to.
Pig's only done one game, so.
Yeah,
we'll go. Sure. We'll have
up to you guys. Up to you guys.
Okay, another round then.
Also, to add to the discussion, I dislike sweets and all those things you just said. Nothing I'm going to experience ever.
Sad life.
Sad life.
Yeah,
but I maintain being overweight and ugly by eating things that aren't sweets that are bad for me. Like, you know.
Yeah.
I love I would
chips.
say I probably get more satisfaction these days out of most of the time out of like savory, you know, fried foods and burgers and things, but
oh god, yeah.
Whenever I'm probably saying that because I'm coming off like a big sweets binge, so I'm not as into the sweets right at this moment, but give me a few weeks off them and then I'll be like, give me some fucking chocolate. I get excited.
Kitty Lynn's also like, and drinking whiskey. And I'm like, well, you know what? I actually haven't had a drop of alcohol in weeks.
Oh, really?
Not a drop.
Getting ready to save it up to get blitzed extra on Christmas, or?
I actually like Christmas. I just have no want to have it, I guess. I just not feeling like it. Never sit there and go, man, I really like a whiskey right now. It's just not happened.
Yeah, I haven't really had that as well. There was a little while where it felt like I wanted to drink alcohol or a little bit, but then it just kind of disappeared a couple months ago.
I kind of just drink water now and coffee. But I mean, obviously, I'm going to have whiskey again. I love whiskey, but I just haven't felt like one I haven't poured myself one. I didn't even realize that I wasn't having it until I was talking about drinking to someone. It's like, oh, I just haven't had a dram in a long time.
That's how you know you don't have a problem, Maynard. Didn't even notice.
Definitely don't have a problem. Whenever I did have whiskey on the regular, it was like 1 glass.
How many shots is a glass normally? Is that like 2?
When I pour it, probably 3.
Probably 3, yeah.
Just for sipping. I usually, when I have whiskey, it's a whiskey that's good enough that I would sip it straight.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't shoot it.
I remember when I when you grow up watching movies and stuff and you get this idea of drinking, and I was like, oh, okay, it's like a glass of whiskey or something. But then you go to like a bar in Sydney, in Australia, where we tax 4,000% on alcohol. Because for some reason that's socially accepted as like, oh, if you want to drink, you're going to pay crazy. And then I was like, wait, so I'm like, oh yeah, I'll get that scotch or something, or you get some whiskey. And then like, just like, oh yeah, just on the rocks, whatever, in a glass. And you look at like what 1 shot is in a glass. And you're like, that's not any alcohol. There's nothing in there. I was like, okay, I'll get a double. And I'm like, this is costing me $22 or some ridiculous amount of money. And it's still not really a glass of whiskey yet. I'm like, I need to order 3 shots. It dawned on me that I was like, okay, I see. This is why people earn crazy amounts of money and then still want to earn more, so they can drink in bars, like just so you can drink in fancy bars in big cities, because that shit is so expensive.
In Katowice, I remember at the bar I was having like a double shot every night after just like Glenlivet. I think it might have been Kellen, but whatever. It was like in outside the hotel everything was very cheap, but inside the hotel everything was like what it would cost at a bar in Australia. And so, a glass of that was $20+ worth of zloty. And that would be my drink for the night. But also, I'd only really have the one. I wouldn't have $20 of zloty worth of beer. It's not like the people that we were sitting and drinking with were spending more or less on alcohol. Like, Smix was still having the cocktails. Even if you get a gin and tonic, that's like, a $12 drink, $10 drink.
Oh, for sure.
So...
Yeah, it costs a lot either way. It just kind of dawns on you, like, how little liquid you get when you're ordering things measured by the shot. Yeah, whenever I've had an experience where you go to a place where they, like, don't do that, they just pour you some by feel. And, like, or like, you go to a country or, like, a bar where you, like, order a shot and it costs as much as you'd expect a shot to cost, but it's, like, literally 2.5 shots. It's just one of those, they just have those giant shot glasses, and you're like, ooh,
right,
okay.
Yeah.
I can get behind that. That I like.
Yeah. A shot is normally a measurement. It's actually like it's meant to be 30 mil. But you're right. Yeah. Like, it depends. If it's a higher end place that really like penny pinches, or they're just like, they really don't want to spend or waste too much of their higher end stuff ever, they will measure that shit. They won't just like splash it over the side.
Well, a lot of them have the button press, right? Like you just literally press a button if it's on tap, if it's one of the common ones. So it like literally can't be more. And then otherwise, it's but they pour it into the mini shot glass and then pour it in. Hey.
Yeah. Yeah. Generally, if it's done by hand, which honestly at higher end places it will be done by hand, I think.
Yeah.
They'll do a like they'll pour a shot and then they'll turn the shot over into the glass while still pouring. So it'll be like a shot and a bit, generally.
Apparently in Russia, a liter of vodka cost less than a liter of orange juice. Oh, so sick.
Amazing.
In Vegas, liquor's cheap. Yep, you just need to have the self-control to not lose all your money while they're serving you while you're on those pokies, right?
I mean, I had the most amazing experience last time I went to Vegas. It was after BlizzCon 2018. Went to Vegas with wife Nard, and we stayed at the Palazzo, which is already like a 5 or 6 star hotel. Like, it's an insane high quality hotel. And we had this really lovely room, which was more like an apartment rather than a room. It had like a lounge room and a bedroom and like 2 bathrooms and multiple showers and that sort of thing. And I'm like, wow, this place is amazing. You had to open a double door to get into this room. Like, it was a special place. But we also had access to the club, right? So there's good hellions. There was a club on the top level of the hotel that was like a bar that only a certain level of like guest could visit.
Yeah.
And at this bar, they had like Macallan 25, which is like a oh god, like a $500 bottle of whiskey, and it was comp. Like I could just go, oh yeah, that, and they're like, how much? I'd be like, I'll just fill this glass, and they would, and I didn't cost extra.
Ooh,
and
very nice.
And we would go there every night, and generally just have like a few finger foods, that kind of thing. It wasn't really like fancy food or anything like that. It was mainly just a bar to drink, and they'd have like gambling there, or sports TV and politics and stuff like that. And then you'd go downstairs and like, okay, last call for free drinks. I'm like, all right, cool. And then I'm like, shit, I was going to order another Macallan, but I'm like, oh, I got to go because it's I won't be able to drink it in time. And they're like, oh, it's cool, we'll give it to you to go. And they fucking gave me a sippy cup, like a takeaway plastic cup of Macallan 25 with a straw. And they let me take it downstairs to the gambling floor. And I'm like, oh my God, that would have mine so sick.
That's what's so great about America, man. They're like, Vegas. It's like they cater to the cashed up bogans. It's great. Like it's Australian. That's why Australians get on so well in America. We're like, oh, all right. Like it's money without class. Australians relate to that a lot, I think.
As a classless people. Yeah.
Oh Jesus. I was watching some random clip of someone talking about like the worst tourists in the world the other day, and they're like, oh yeah, like Chinese tourists, like some of the really rural ones are like, they always like shit on the toilet seat or this or that. And someone's like, really, you think Chinese? And they're like, wait a second, actually Australians. They're like, Jesus Christ. He's like, fucking bogans. They're so loud. They're just drunk. All they want to do is just get drunk and fight and fall over places. Like, oh, Jesus. Australian bogans are the worst tourists, actually. And I was like, yeah, I can imagine that.
Have you been to Kuta in Bali?
Oh, yes. Oh, God.
That's what bogans do. That's when bogans get to run a different part of a different country. That's what happens.
It truly is. I love how like every single person there's like, there's a guy who'll sell me a beer on the beach. Oh, my entire holiday is made.
Are you telling me I can have a $4 beer and watch the footy in a different country? Fuck yeah, man.
By the way, me and Dot loved it when we went to Kuta. It was great. It was amazing. It was great. It was, definitely the local business has learned what the market wants as well. Hey boss, cocaine, Viagra, cocaine. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Everywhere you go, there's just dudes trying to sell you every type of drug imaginable. You're like, oh my God.
Yeah. Problem is all of it's laundry powder. All right, well, I mean, not the greatest triple oracle harassment I've seen. That one turret's got all three of them, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Nice. I think this guy's getting a little frustrated. I think he might be a little bedazzled there.
So.
Chicken Man says, I used to deal with tourists at work. Aussies were the best. They always tipped and were super chill. Don't you live in Hawaii, though, Chicken Man?
Oh, was Chicken Man Hawaiian?
I think so. Well, I remember him saying he was, when we met at BlizzCon, it was in Hawaii. Okay, so you might not be anymore, but you were then. Like Hawaii is, I feel like the environment of Hawaii kind of lends itself to a more chill vibe. Like you're not going to get upset and angry and really bent out of shape in Hawaii, I feel like, especially as a tourist.
Yeah.
It's just such a relaxed, like, part of the world. The main question I got from Hawaiians while in Hawaii was like, what are you doing here? Don't you have this weather and this kind of stuff in Australia? And I'm like, yeah, in like a corner in a pocket of far north Queensland, there is some Northern Territory.
Is it very humid in Hawaii or?
In Hawaii, yeah, it's pretty humid. It's wet a lot.
Pretty close to the equator, right?
It's very tropical, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I mean, it's similar to far north Queensland for sure. But I feel like you go to Oahu or something like that. It's more of a. It feels very different from Australia in the sense that like the island is really green, and the beaches are all like really high quality and fluffy sand and that sort of thing. And the ones that that are around Waikiki and that sort of thing, even like the touristy areas.
Yeah, I want to go to Hawaii one day. It's not cheap, of course.
No.
Being America and stuff, and
No.
they have to import a lot of different things, of course. Yeah, same thing here in Australia. Australia's not cheap either. It's just it's kind of like going to Australia, I imagine, cost wise. It's just that obviously we have to deal with our currency being rather weak.
Yeah, it's rather bad.
Rather bad.
Also, right now we can't leave the country unless we're vaccinated. Also, that whole chestnut.
What?
Or is that just Qantas? Is there other?
No, that like the vaccinations aren't out yet. They're saying they're going to institute that. Like they're saying, look, to get confidence back up, they're saying, because the vaccine's like only just launched or whatever, right? So it's not actually out everywhere yet. But they're planning. They're planning
saying that you can't fly until that thing is out.
Yeah,
right?
Something like that.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. Get the jab. Get the jabby jab.
It's gonna be tough to send some Australians over to Katowice. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know, Maynard. I think it could help us out. Like, if you you get the jab, might make us better at StarCraft.
I'd get the jab.
But make us better.
I mean, I'll lose a few hit points, but I'll be faster in my rate of fire.
Yeah, exactly. Just get this to him and. When I'm Grandmaster, I will play.
I keep hitting that gym to try and give myself like the flesh version of Combat Shield.
My man. So, chat, I propose for all of you to vocalize the internal monologue of this Protoss player right now. Is it just a high-pitched screeching or what? Because I feel like they're getting dicked.
But he might be like, you know what? I've got a bunch of Colossi. He's only got 2. And there's Vikings.
Boys, assemble.
Taste my blade.
Boop, boop, boop.
Oh, well, Colossus has come home. That's why he only has 2.
Yeah, he's going to take one for the team. He's like, I'll take the next Widow Mine hit. No worries.
I've never seen a defensive Colossus for Widow Mine drops.
What's cool here is Protoss is like, I think I've won. I've done it. And then it's like, oh, she still got the whole army, right?
I'm like, oh, if that army that picked off my 3rd comes home,
oh no.
That's what they call a sandwich.
This Protoss is seething, wishing they had Dragoons instead of Stalkers. I don't know, dude. If you put Dragoons in StarCraft 2, I think they would get dicked. They would get smashed.
Dragoons might have like that explosive attack or whatever it is, but it sucked against Marines and Brood War, and if it sucked against Marines in this game, then tell you what, they wouldn't be winning too many games with them units. And they can't blink.
Reavers, on the other hand. Ooh.
Oh, yeah. You could have Reaver in this game. I mean, the Disruptor is basically a Reaver that you don't need to buy Scarabs for.
But to be fair, Bjorn would just run through the Scarabs, like, spreading forwards and like... yeah.
That is true. Actually, Bjorn would like send that one unit forward to like tank the Scarab and then bring everything else in a concave.
Is it my go?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Got ourselves a Mio. Mio, mother trucking Micah.
Memo Micah.
He always says
Really,
the funniest shit as well. Like, he'll start the game and he'll be like, yeah, I've just vaccinated you or something. You're like, what? Like, he always spams strange messages in caps at the start of games.
Like, I'm not reading.
I think he's trying to say he doesn't want to see my race, so he doesn't get the advantage of that.
I feel like it's impossible if you're playing StarCraft not to look at that text.
Yeah. It's like saying, don't think about elephants. You know what happens?
Elephants.
Exactly.
Exactly. There's going to be a special surprise on Saturday for TSL.
Is there?
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That'll be Sunday morning for us.
Announcement of an announcement.
An announcement of an announcement.
Announcement, just kidding.
It's not an
Or
announcement?
is it?
Oh. Can you not put what it is in our Discord, ZG?
Yes.
Cool.
So you can show it.
Yeah, definitely not. Don't do that right now in our Discord to let us know what it is.
So, is it just 2 days this weekend that TSL's on, or?
Yeah, only on weekends.
Okay, cool. So is it going to finish up before Christmas? Like, is it just the next 2 weekends in a row, or?
Weekend and the next one.
Cool.
Yep. It was 4 weeks last time. I managed to condense it down to 3. Trap the TL. Yeah, he wishes.
Trapped to Team Liquid. Oh my god. So does Team Liquid have any, like, I feel like they don't have any Korean players anymore.
They do not. I mean, Tasia was like kind of, sort of on team.
Yeah. Hero. It's like no one's left Team Liquid still. It's like they still send like Hey Pro and Chef stuff.
Yeah.
And like once you're in the family, you're like in the family. It's really cool about Team Liquid.
It is, yeah.
You can't leave Team Liquid. Like, and it,
a new queen has a
Crank.
It's like the opposite.
Okay,
Oh yeah,
Crank.
Crank. Yeah, there you go.
He's not a pro, but yeah.
Nah. But yeah, it just feels like Team Liquid always had at least 1 or 2 professional Koreans players. Trap would be, it'd be obviously an amazing player to get, but
Yeah, but I mean, how much are they really wanting to pick up?
yeah, they just got Clem and Harstem.
And Crank and Kellizer.
Yeah, who are like just, I just feel like they do a bit more for the team other than, you know, other than just straight up winning tournament. Clem and Harstem could do, but it's just like they're also like massive fan bases, and
Yeah.
you know, I really don't want to. I know that Trap is like probably better of a player or whatever. Like you can make that argument, but does he have a massive fan base versus say Clem? I mean, Gemini makes it feel like he has a lot of fans, but
Yeah. The very loud minority.
yeah.
No, obviously people like Trap and they'd be happy to see him, but as far as like, oh, Team Liquid picked up Trap, I'm gonna buy the Team Liquid jersey because of it. How many are really?
Yeah.
Our forces are under attack.
IDK. So Pig, reading Mia Micah is a strategy game in itself. How are you? What are we looking at here? Is it just a lot of roaches?
It should be a roach attack, but it's Mia Micah, so it might not be. It could just be he's just making some roaches, because why not? So yeah, I'm just gonna make only Zerglings this game because that will reduce the complexity of what I've got to figure out in this map. And yeah, basically I will just try to make 100,000 Zerglings, and like maybe that'll work.
So you're gonna play Mia Micah against Mia Micah?
We have met the enemy in combat.
Yeah, I guess
100,000 Zerglings with attack upgrades. There's roaches.
Our forces are under attack.
If he makes a Baneling nest, I'm dead.
My man.
Okay.
Oh, the queen's coming. All right. Well, if you don't know, now you know.
We have met the enemy in combat. A new queen has emerged.
More lings.
Our base is under attack.
Juggling.
Whatever happened to True?
Our forces are under
The
attack.
military boy.
All my upgrades are unfortunately just a little bit too late.
We have met the enemy in combat.
Okay.
Our base is under attack.
Oh my.
Mutation completed. Our forces are under attack.
Upgrade would be helpful.
We have met the enemy in combat.
Look at you, soup.
Mutation complete.
My 1-1 just kicked in.
Zero Zerglings.
Yeah.
You're about to have 4. There it is.
3.
Our forces are under attack.
0. I actually don't think it's possible to beat him. Like, I think he's actually unstoppable. It's disgusting.
Hey, Margo. Isn't he number 1 on the ladder? Or he was?
His builds are so crazy, dude. He did an 18 hatch. He's just like, yeah, it's 18 hatch, 17 pool. I'm like, what?
Oh my.
But he drones harder. I need to remember to not build Zerglings straight away and just build drones, because he always builds 4 queens no matter what. So if I'm going to get a third up like that, I can keep it alive. I just need to go only 1 Evo chamber. Don't waste the triple Evo wall. Don't build Zerglings straight away, and then I can do stuff.
All right. Well, you got a easier opponent here. Oh, it's TV.
Much.
Let's put some conventions on
Yeah, that's my ladder experience in a nutshell. It's like 6.2, 4.7. I'm like, oh, really, ladder? Are we okay?
Well, I mean, it means you only gain a single-digit points, and you only lose a single-digit points.
Yeah.
So really, nothing to gain, nothing to lose. You just get to play StarCraft. All right.
Oh, this is a Boa VN player. Okay, that means they're a Vietnamese player. So their strategy is going to involve headbutting me, probably.
And they do like to be a little bit aggro.
So I'm going to scout ridiculously early to see if it's Cannon Rush or Proxy Stargate or something.
Oh, Depot Scout. People tell me not to do that.
Yeah, I normally scout just after, but this is a special condition.
Once you know the rules, Maynard, you can start breaking them.
These players are great.
Yo, sure thing. SCV ready. What's going on? Huh?
So just a single gas. I think he's expanding. Oh my god.
SCV ready. Our brave SCV pilots are under attack. Well, butter my biscuit.
And I messed up my knee recently. It's actually kind of worrying.
What'd you do?
It's like I went jogging outside. I've been trying to do more of it, which is different. So my muscles were very tight, and I guess after doing it, I like cast TSL or something, and like maybe crossed a leg over, you know, and then I probably stepped that there for like an entire best of 5 or something. So when I like unfurled my legs, right, like I was just like, oh, that doesn't feel right. And that was like a week ago. And now my like entire body is just like really tight, and especially I guess my left leg, that it feels like my knee is very close to twisting. You know what I mean? Like it's not hurting, but it feels very like I have to take care of it and be very careful with it.
Yeah, I think that's because so that was a week ago, you said. So this would be one of those things where, you know, my mom is a sports masseuse, and she's taught me a little bit. And if it's an older thing like that, I would recommend, if you have a heat pack or something like that, something warm, try and have that on your knee when you're just doing stuff and hanging out with your, like, you don't need to elevate it or anything like that. Like it's kind of like the damage is done, whatever damage has been done is there. But to make it like repair a little bit is you gotta just you know, not necessarily elevate it, but definitely don't like aggravate it. Don't be jogging on it. Put heat on it, and try and you know, if you got some kind of like deep heat or some of that Bengay, you know, rub that in there. Some of that stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I could do that. I have been using a heat pad on it when I'm like trying to go to sleep, and keeping it elevated. Because honestly, sleep is where it makes me the most scared. I feel like whenever I go to sleep and wake up, it always is like the stiffest, and it's like, ooh, if I get out of bed incorrectly, I'm gonna damage it. So I've been trying to take care of it. I'm doing like a lot of like foam rolling and like trigger point massage and heating and stuff. But yeah, I think it's just an injury base. It's not hurting, but it is an injury, and it's have to be patient with it.
Yeah, especially things that are in joints take a while.
Right, yeah, it bothers me. Knees really haven't been any like of my problems amongst all the problems that I've had. So
It's
now
usually
it's
back, right?
yeah, it's back or neck, arms when I was younger. Now it's like, well, how about your knees? Like, well,
What haven't we done yet?
that's cool.
Bad news.
Yeah. Definitely try some heat. Definitely, like don't run on it. Don't do anything strenuous at all. Is that a real? That's a real Phoenix. Oh wow.
It's too bad. I went to my personal trainer yesterday. It's like the only thing I'm doing outside. These cases are just insane. And it's the only thing I'm doing outside of staying in my house. You know what I mean? Anyways,
Yeah.
And I told her about this stuff, and she like made me like floss it, which is when you like put a ball underneath it and then kind of move the joint, which I remember doing for physical therapy. Then we just did like we did just upper body, and yet I still feel like that was like maybe not a great idea. I still felt like my entire body was like shouldn't have done that. I don't know. Yeah. When I started going back to the gym, it was like when the cases were on the downtrend, and then now it's just like I don't feel safe doing it.
So it's going up again?
Oh yeah, big time. I mean, my particular area had like 300 cases or something, which really isn't too bad. Now it's like triple, right? When it's supposed to get lower, it tripled, and that's like the case for all of America.
Oh my god, this guy. Lost a voice very well.
This better be good. New add-on ready.
So there's a Stargate at 12 o'clock. That's what we've learned.
Yeah, I think so.
SCV ready.
Well,
Yeah,
that
they are
sucks,
toasted.
CG. I hope your knee gets better soon. It's no good.
SCV ready.
No bueno.
I'm trying to do like low impact stuff. I'm getting back into yoga.
Yoga's good.
Oh, it's so insanely difficult for me to do yoga right now. I'm so
Not
rusty.
flexible.
with it. Yeah, not flexible at all.
That's my biggest problem. I'm like a plank of wood with arms and legs.
It used to be okay, but really, I think quarantine and then a couple of billion binges. Too many.
Couple of big gaming sessions, you know. Just, those hips got locked into the sitting pattern, and they really didn't open up.
That is exactly what is happening. Games like that, man. I play for 7 hours. I mean, at hour 3, I'm like, oh, I'm not doing a good thing right now. Just another 30 minutes, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Okay, hour 7. Really didn't do too well today. Should be better tomorrow. Same thing over again.
Ready for desktop.
Oh no. Oh no.
Ew. Yeah.
I haven't really. I find it like hard to do more gaming when the stream's off. Like I pretty much just game when the stream's on, and then when the stream is off, I really don't game much at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
I try to go in like. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to do because it's like that season where like you know, I got a party to prepare for the family and stuff like that. It's like I'm trying to get house shit done, and I find like the first thing I want to do, especially when the weather's nice, the first thing I want to do when the stream is over is walk the dog. I just go get the sun and take the dog outside and get some vitamin D.
Ready for desktop.
Yeah.
Just feel like being in the dark room with the light on. Kind of it's been draining lately. Not saying that I dislike, you know, streaming, but lately I found it hard to bounce back and feel refreshed in the day, at the beginning of the day.
Your research is complete.
With it being winter and getting dark before 5 p.m.
On your side of the world.
Exactly what I'm saying. It's been very struggles. Like I love doing what you're describing, but now I don't. So I just stay inside more.
I'm actually one of those people that also sort of has like a mood that follows the season. It's really dreary and dark outside, I'll be like a little bit dreary and dark, and then vice versa.
Yeah. I've been trying to play more video games just so I'm not doing anything. Fortunately, I can't really motivate myself to do very much outside of sleeping or working out. And now that I don't really feel comfortable working out, I'm not doing that. And then I'll just have like bouts where I'm doing nothing but watching old shows on Netflix and stretching, but not much more. And I'm like, well, this is even more wasteful than if I tried playing video games. So I actually try to play games.
I mean, yeah, it's like if you play a game with like the goal of finishing that game, or like you want to, it's like kind of like finishing a book. But if you're rewatching old shows that you've seen before and just stretching, it feels like there's no like positive. You're not like getting a net gain from it. You're not completing an experience, or you're not completing a story or anything like that. You're just like repeating something that you've already consumed media wise. But stretching is very good, and I really, really wish I remembered to stretch more. Like most nights when I'm watching a show or something with wife Nard, she'll just go like she'll move the coffee table to the side and actually just like do stretches on the rug, especially when she's got a gig coming up, like a dance or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the good way to do it. I've been thinking about that same thing where I'm like, oh, I need to start just putting my laptop out in the living room because I actually have space to stretch there, and I don't in front of my bedroom unless I did it on my bed. And I don't like stretching on my bed; it's too soft. But yeah, stretching is so good. I ignored stretching for like almost this whole year, and the last month I started doing it again, and I'm like, oh, I was so tense and stiff, and like this causing other like stiffness in my back and other areas of my body just because I was too tense.
Yeah. I've been getting physio because of really bad shoulder pain. Like I love Doom and StarCraft, but both those games when I'm like high APM or I'm really just like in the zone and not thinking about my not posture, but what my keyboard hand is doing. So my keyboard hand will like the bottom of my palm will be pressing into the bottom side of my keyboard really hard while I'm like doing stuff because I'll be like tensing up, and my shoulder will tense up and lock up, and I'm just like spamming my hotkeys and stuff, and then I'll feel my shoulder start to really get like that burning pain, like that numb sort of throbbing, not sharp pain, but it's just
getting
like
pinched.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh god, and then I like release, and then the sharp pain comes, and I'm like, oh my god, I've just damaged my shoulder again, or I've just made it worse, and I don't realize it until the pain is big enough for me to notice it. Yeah,
I
don't know. Do you guys want me to play another game, or are we
finished the round? So.
You finished the round, yeah.
You finished the round.
Oh, me finish the round. All right, I'll finish the round.
Yeah, That's how it goes. I started it. You end it.
Did you?
I did, yeah.
All right.
You asked me if you played a game, and I said no, and you said, "Do you want to?" And I said, "I guess."
Oh yeah.
Yeah. As if you guys haven't heard of the app Down Dog, by the way, you're getting the stretching and yoga. I think it's like an amazing tool.
Awesome.
My favorite is Up Dog.
I know, but it doesn't teach you yoga. So.
What's Up Dog? And on that note, Beavis and Butthead is coming back, I heard. So
is it really
a new Beavis and Butthead show reboot? Apparently.
Oh man, but Beavis and Butthead was such a product of the early 90s. I feel like it wouldn't land in 2020, or maybe it would because everyone's objectively stupider now.
Yeah,
Oh, StarCraft just crashed as I got a queue. No.
Good night, MMR.
My MMR. It's already the lowest it's been in years. I'm not kidding, by the way. I'm 400 MMR lower than I was last time I was laddering pretty irregularly.
I didn't think you were kidding.
No. I just wanted to paint how terrible of a picture this is for me. How much this crash really hurt.
It's tough, man. That's what happens. You don't play a lot of StarCraft.
You cannot enter the matchmaking queue because your status has been locked.
Just queue again. Yeah, normally that works again after a minute.
I've been playing Valorant as well. I mean, me and I were talking about Apex too.
Oh, cool. What characters do you play in Valorant?
I haven't really chosen any like to define me. My character, my brand. I've been liking like the Australian chick a little bit.
She seems really good. I haven't played her yet, but she seems super solid. Spam those flashes around corners really nicely and stuff.
Yeah, she's pretty fun. I'm just trying to get, a feel for any of the characters. I've tried all of the ones that I've had, and obviously there's like, ones I haven't owned, but I finally had like an actual good game where like, people didn't DC, people didn't just own me. I had no idea what I was doing. I finally had a game where I actually like understood how to play the game, and I got like the MVP award, and I was like, I'm the best at the worst. I'm so good at this game.
Heck yeah. I really like the psychology side of playing team games like that, because like it's just so funny where you lose. Like the way games like that work, you can be down like 9 rounds to 1, and a comeback is so feasible with the way the economy works. Like it's not nearly as big as the number, but there's people where you lose 4 rounds in a row, they're calling a surrender vote, and they're like, "No!" There's like one guy on voice like, "We're gonna fucking lose. We're gonna lose." Like you could tell this is like ruined this person's day. He's like in such a fragile space that losing a few rounds is like ruined his day. And then there's like one guy who's like, "All right, come on, like, we got this. No worries. Come on." Like, he's trying to like just stop people from all starting to cry and like run in separate directions into walls and yelling at each other. And it's hilarious to watch the way the games go based on the way people act. And everyone's communication also sucks. I love it. Where if anyone sees anyone, they're like, "They're coming to B! They're coming to B! Everybody come B!" And everybody like rotates and they're like, "Well, I saw one person or heard one gunshot." And you're like, "Oh, okay, that's not the same as seeing the whole team or hearing a whole pack of people running." Like, Jesus. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I haven't actually played with comms yet. That's the one, like, that's a big reason as to why I haven't really gotten into any of these other multiplayer games, because they're all teams. And every time I try to go on comms, it's that meme of the person getting punched back into the box. Or I'm just like, maybe this time they won't notice I'm a woman and they won't say anything. And then every time,
I feel so sorry for that experience.
Yeah, I think I noticed more girls just chatting and not getting treated as weirdly when I moved out of the Bronze League in Valorant. So I'm sure. I wonder if
So you're saying that ZG is in MMR hell, ELO hell right now?
I feel like maybe I've got a sweet spot though, and if I just got to the top of Gold League or the bottom of Plat, they'd be just as toxic towards hearing a girl's voice again. Like I'm not. So it might just be a little sweet spot in the bottom of Gold, the top of Silver, where no one really knows what they're doing, but they're mostly decent humans.
I don't know. When people say stuff like that, does it make you feel better to know that they've never touched a woman and probably never will?
I mean, it does a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's not even just that, like, I mean, it sucks to be like the person that's blamed for the loss just because you're like a girl. What's really frustrating and obnoxious is when they just like keep talking about you being a girl. So instead of like actually communicating and playing the game, it all becomes like are you a virgin? Have you had sex? Do you have a boyfriend? Are you 13? Like, you're just like, Jesus.
Yeah, I've gotten pretty quick with the mute with both voice and text as well. Sometimes the other team is just spamming chat the whole time, and I'm like, all right, we're muting that one. Oh, this person on my team like started being like, "Nah," or just making high pitched loud noises into their mic. I'm like, all right, immediate mute. Like no second chances here.
The greatest microphone game experience I had was when I was playing Mortal Kombat 11 ladder. I was up against a guy playing Raiden, and all he did was play the harmonica.
He had one of those ones that like
it was amazing.
To your face.
No, I think he put it down during rounds, but then at the end of it, like when it was like Raiden wins or Sub-Zero wins, and it was like the players are getting back up and getting ready for the next round. He'd pick up the harmonica and just go, and I'm like, God. This guy's incredible. I hope all my games are this good.
What race is his opponent?
A TVP.
Cool.
I have played no Zergs today.
But yeah, so I play with my brother and his girlfriend sometimes. We mess around on unranked in Valorant, and she realized very quickly that she wanted to change her name to make it not as obvious that she was a girl as well, because playing like the low level unranked. It was like, oh my god, are you a girl? It's like just like these. I'm like, I hope this is an 8-year-old from like the way they speak, but who knows? They could be 17. Like, it's just all the crazy kids who just screech into their mics. It's a special thing. I always cast my mind back and I'm like, which kid from my school would this have been who like goes home after school and acts like this on the internet? And I'm like, yeah, I think it's that one. That kid was a bit of a fucking weirdo. Like he probably did this.
Yeah, I know there's like communities like that, like woman, like you can join a clan, you can join a community, you can even join like a woman only community. But just like, I mean, it kind of sucks that you have to go through. And that is a general thing for team games as well, because obviously the better you get, the more you're going to want to play with people you can actually talk to and are actually decent at the game as well. But it sucks to have to consider other people basically in these games because they're all multiplayer. It's like,
yeah,
we're not that antisocial, but the team game conundrum does make me feel like I'm actually a recluse and I don't like anyone.
No, I'm like that as well. Like I have days where I'll like queue on and I'm like, I guess I'm just not as mentally prepared for the septic tank that I'm wading into by entering random voice chat, you know? And I'm like, oh, this is a real downer. Like, just like this, oh, yeah, you can't always have your walls up, You're just like, oh God, just being exposed to something. They would just start abusing each other or just saying fucked up shit. And you're like, oh, okay, I gotta, this is going to ruin my whole day if I listen to any more of this. Sometimes you just got to shut the shit out because it's annoying. It's annoying. I find it's real streaky. Recently, I've been very lucky with randoms on my team. Most of them have been pretty good characters.
That's fortunate.
I've actually been missing PUBG. I've been kind of wanting to go play some PUBG, but I imagine everyone's actually pretty. There's probably not too many super casuals playing that game anymore, I would imagine. So I'm like, oh, I'd probably just get dumpstered, but.
It's still a pretty popular game, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, like no one. It's this weird thing where it's a really popular game, but then it feels like everyone's like, I don't know anyone who plays it. And you're like, well, the numbers say it's kind of popular, but
17 million
like,
Chinese people.
Exactly. I kind of wanted to play it as well, but then most people have another battle royale downloaded. I don't want to download it again. So
yeah.
I'm like, all right. Which one are you guys playing?
Yeah, I actually had a lot of nostalgia for a lot of games. I realize why now. It's because, I swapped my gaming PC to become my streaming PC when I got my new AMD rig at the start of this year. So it still had all my games on it, even though I now do no gaming on it, right? Because it's just got shit tons of videos on it and all my production stuff and whatever else. And it ran out of memory when I was trying to extract a recording from last week. And I was trying to zip something up. And I was like, oh shit. And I like went through and I was like, oh, I've got like the Call of Duty game that's like 250 gigs or some shit. I was just uninstalling all these games and I was like, oh shit, I never finished this game. Oh shit, I forgot about this game. Oh shit, this game was really fun. I want to go play that again. So I think I've had just like a wave of nostalgia as I uninstalled like 50 games off this computer and deleted them all.
It's funny, I had the opposite where I finally got a computer that had enough storage. Like I was on 500 gigs and then I upgraded to 1 terabyte. That I just instantly went and downloaded all the games that I like casually wanted to play. And that has prompted my nostalgia and playing KOTOR and playing Valorant. And I did also download the Call of Duty game, but now they have it so you have the option to only download the Battle Royale. But I haven't actually touched it. It's just like 60 gigs, just burn a hole in my computer.
Still 60 gigs, shit. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. There's someone who didn't buy the main game either that, you had to install the whole single player, which you didn't even have access to. Pacing was way off in PUBG because everyone hot dropped school. That's how you get good, Captain Trips. Yeah, you drop in school to get better at PUBG.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the quickest reps of get a kill or two, pick up a gun, get shot in the head, rinse and repeat. It was the best way to get reps. Drop school as many times as possible and figure out how the game works.
Fantastic.
It was just pure greed.
I liked Black Ops, but unfortunately, Blackout, Call of Duty Blackout, and that is actually dead. as is any Call of Duty game that's not like the newest one. It's very sad. Not that I play these games that much. But I was telling Maynard at the beginning of the Backseat that I want to like try casting other games to give it a go, see if I enjoy casting, like anything else besides StarCraft. So that's partially the reason I've been trying out other like esport titles.
DAEZG thinks StarCraft is dead game.
Okay.
It wasn't about learning last circle strats, Maxan. It was about learning the basics.
I'm going to bring it.
It was like the very first step of learning how to shoot a gun. Obviously, it wasn't going to do much. Like once you got the basics of how to pick up.
Deflect so hard. I'm going to be like, look at these guys. They don't even play.
How to manage your inventory and stuff. Of course, you want to actually, yeah. Pachinki was good, military base was good, but school was the best just for learning the basics. Because the basics is just literally learning how to pick up the guns. Remember when you first played PUBG? You probably played a lot, Max. And remember how hard it was the first BR you played, just picking shit up and going, oh, what's this? What's that? Oh, this grip can go on that gun. You just had to figure out, oh, what's the recoil like on this? How do I manage third person looking around corners? Like, you just needed to get in action as quickly as possible. And it wasn't going to give you the depth of the game, but it's kind of like learning how to build 30, 40 workers, right? Before you do other stuff. You got over 2,000 hours. Yeah, you've forgotten the very beginning. I've got like maybe 400 hours. I can vaguely remember the beginning, but like, trust me, like when you first start, like I'm talking about the very fundamental basics of how to like aim the guns and swap your guns and add add-ons and really basic shit. It's not like dropping school every game when you actually are aiming to win and go as far as you can. It's just silly, but yeah.
Oh, I reckon we might be able to brute force this army here.
I reckon.
If I have a kid, I'm gonna name him Brute. Sick. I'll teach him how to fight with a club.
Hell yeah. Oh, I'm gonna die on them Colossus, man. Don't even think I won't.
I'm gonna get it.
Go on, get him. Get him. Get it. And then we aim move. There we go. All right.
Good Marines. They were tanking for the Marauders, as they should.
Oh, no third. Hey, man. They just came.
You fucked him up.
You just fucking keen, dude. Oh, yeah, that'll stop me.
I'm the gateway. Like it's a circling flood or something. I'll build a gateway in front of you.
I wanted a pro gamer moment.
Oh, that's great. It was a good attempt. I mean, there's like try to do anything with anything you have. It's just fucking comical. Oh my god.
I think we need to get rid of this robo. Send the medevacs back home. All right.
Oh, the Protoss held. Wow. I think he's gonna win. Check for corner bases. That's the only way you could lose is if there's a corner base you don't know about. That and DTs, I guess, right?
That's a good point.
Yeah. Do you guys remember in Legacy of the Void data where missile turrets didn't need engineering bays to be built?
Oh, wow. Really? I don't remember that.
Yeah, I kind of vaguely remember that.
Legacy of the Void, and people were like, oh, why? And they were like, we don't know. And I was like, well, we'll take it. And then Protoss players were like, don't even have a missile turret engineering bay. How unfair is that? It was so fucked up. And Blizzard, without any saying, they didn't announce the missile turret change, and they didn't announce it going back. Changed it back. The fuck, Blizzard.
The fuck, dude.
I came in like a wrecking blizzard. I didn't let you feel that balance. Yeah, there was a lot of times they did that, and I was always like, is this so they don't cop flack? They like can always say it was a bug, or was it just an accident? I'm like, I don't even know.
Yeah, sometimes I do wonder. I feel like no, I don't think I brought it up. I don't know. It could have been, but they didn't say anything. It's always the like, what the fuck? What are you doing?
What the fuck?
So I think I'm crazy when I remember assimilators gaining health because they were getting tank pushed. And then people were like, no, it's always been that way. And I was like, really?
You what?
That's like, Snoot is one of the greatest pro gamers, I think, of StarCraft 2's history and historic player, but it's kind of comical because, like, the thing I remember most when I think about Snoot these days is him just being like, can we get those fucking assimilators nerfed? He's like, seriously, Blizzard, they have too many hit points. Do you know how many base trades are won by Protoss because assimilators have double the hit points for no reason?
That was an amazing pet peeve of his.
And it's like, it's because he's such a like kind-hearted person, and even though he like legitimately was permanently frustrated by playing Protoss, he would like not really balance whine about it. But he's like, there's one thing I can balance whine about because it is objectively imbalanced. Their gases have twice the health. And I was like,
yeah,
fair enough.
I could have sworn it was because of like very beginning Wings of Liberty. They were getting tank push on like Shakira's Plateau have the entrance between your bases.
Yeah.
So you spawn like both on bottom. You'd have an entryway, so it like is insanely fast attack, and also I think hit the gas or something like that. I forget what it was, but yeah. I feel like I remember
someone saying it was because of Reapers killing them with their old grenades, but I have no idea which one it really was.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, yeah, exactly. I've looked, and I'm just like, well, this is like the fucking like Bernstein Bears or some shit, right? Or like, there's like a mass amount of people in StarCraft who like kind of vaguely remember a reason for this.
Pig, you didn't tell me that if I float thousands of resources, that I also lose this game. You didn't tell me that.
You still got a chance.
Also, if you take a disruptor,
you got 5 bases. Just pull back. Pull way back and pull the boys.
Pull way back to where? He's in my natural. Where do I pull?
Yeah,
where do I pull?
Pull into your main. Yeah, behind your natural or in your main, one or the other.
Okay. What, with my 2 Marauders, my 2 Widowmines, and my 1 Viking? Is this like the hold of Helm's Deep here? Like,
yeah.
Oh, I've lost GG.
Oh, no.
What's the bet this Protoss
Oh,
had,
he had a corner base.
I fucking told you, Radon! I told you.
You scanned.
I scanned for it, but I scanned for it.
Scanning
it wasn't
for
there
it?
when I scanned.
Lazy.
You scanned the bottom left.
Oh, I scanned bottom left. Oh.
Yeah. Dirty Protoss player.
That's so funny.
StarCraft's hard.
I didn't actually think you had a quarter base. I was like, it's just that thing I would tick off my list right now just to make sure. It's fucking quarter base Protoss players are the nastiest, man. I die to that shit so many times.
StarCraft's hard.
Good
well,
stuff.
You don't have to play it for another day, Maynard. You lived.
I lived.
Oh.
I am lowest MMR that I've been by 500 now. It's quite bad. You need to play more StarCraft. Less Doom. Less Doom, more StarCraft. Doom, end of stream, or trying to make MMR not shit? What? No. With this end of stream. That's it. Benito.
Protoss hit the corner.
All right, mates. It's been a pleasure.
Indeed.
Pig, I hope you have a wonderful evening for your birthday. Hopefully Dot's got something lined up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We got a nice dinner to go to, and there is something happening before that I've got to go to. I don't know what it is. It's a surprise.
Wow.
Ooh. Very cool. Very cool.
Hells
so you want to host up the Scarlet Artosis show match that's happening right now?
Oh shit! Yeah, is Tasty casting it?
I think Tasselbubs is commentating it.
Should we split it up so each of us raids a different one?
Indeed.
If you like. So Artosis got the first person view. I think Scarlet's also streaming. I think. Yeah, she is.
Yes.
So I'll go with Tassels.
Okay.
Zombie.
I'll go with this.
All right, I got Scarlet.
Alrighty.
All right, the plan is set.
The plan is set.
Thanks for the games.
Later, mates.
See you guys next time.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Con. Dude, happy birthday. You're the pig of the litter. Thank you, mate.
You're the pig of the litter.
Big thanks, my dude. Big thanks. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs, 100-bit share. Thank you, everybody who's been so supportive today. You guys know who you are. Obscene support. Thank you very much, guys. I am going to go eat some lunch now. I'm going to hang out with Dot. We're going to go do whatever we're doing, and then we're going to go have a fancy dinner. Because for our wedding, my brother gave us a voucher to a nice restaurant. We're going to go down to Noor here in Surrey Hills and I think it's like a fusion Middle Eastern restaurant. I don't know. It's a fancy place, and we've got to spend all the money on the voucher. So we're going to get drunk and eat a lot of food. It's going to be great.